in the lives of many people. We are also helping to provide skills through training. In 3 to 5 years, we will be among the biggest media houses in this country. And it is not just about being the biggest media house in the country, but it is about reaching many people, providing accurate information, especially in a country like ours where people need a lot of work in terms of providing information, civic education. We hope we are going to be among the leaders when it comes to providing this information to the public. We believe that we are investing in the future because the future is digital. The future is being online, and we are online. We are on MTN TV, we are on South One, we are also on internet, over the internet, whether Facebook, YouTube.
مساء الأول ومساء الثاني وحتى الرابع وأيضا المرتب الفني والإداري.
And also won 1-0. Actually, this game is not that bad, but only that we didn't utilize the chances we got in the box. That's why.
وأيضا الطبيبة.
It always happens. Like there are some moments whereby you can miss the goal, and there are some moments whereby you can score. Even sometimes a big team or hard team always lose in penalties. So that's not actually bad. Take it, we accept the defeat. But next time, trying to improve better. Like there's also a league coming. Try our best, at least to take that.
Thank you.
شاولة ده يكره كيف أنا بثلاثة بلندات قوم يا منجي ده ما بيطلع ساكو ما بوس جري Brother, let me now focus on these penalties. Aya, keeper, come to wide there. I'm not going to prove it in this area. You want to pick one side. Only pick one.
شيل سايد بدك ما نفكر في الكورة. شيل سايد بدك نديره بس. Just pick one side. ما الكورة. أنا شيل سايد بس.
Devi Karabo. Ya, ini Frizana wala. Kira-kira kona flag. Just go inside, yeah. Super Cup, Nagumandaro kalah. Very good goal. Ini misalnya.
I told you, they cannot jump.
Kamsa.
Aku.
Você lá se luit nin cura de kulu be mana lebe kulu ga du
Boom.
الكرة تتمرر. بداية الاتاك لابناء توريد بكل القوة. ولما نقول توريد بنتذكر الاماتونج وكل الجبال، ولما نقول توريد بنتذكر كل الروعة. كرة اللعب دي موسيس يلعب بالرقم 21 9 عمر جون 10 عمار كندي يلعب بالرقم 19 19. تشكيلة الفريق الأصفر فريق الأمل فريق ياي ستارز. تريد الليلة حراسة المرمى للحارس عمر بالرقم 21 دومينيك يانغ لاعب اللوبرا كاتور يلعب بالنمبر 27 وكابتن الفريق نيلسون سيزر يلعب برقم 12 سابيت جون سباري يلعب برقم 4 بالرقم 18 اورومو جويل يلعب برقم 4 5 لإيما لومو موزيس يلعب برقم 14 اودينكو دومينيكو يلعب بالرقم 8 ديفيد يلعب برقم 10 أنتوني بيتر يلعب برقم 7 وباتريك يلعب بالرقم 20. فريق توريد يلعب باللون الأسود وشعار دائما وابدا النمر. تسديدة عمرو المهاجم الخطير الملعب، هو أول ضربة ولمسة وحارس المرمى يتجمل. كرة تمشي عن طريق أبناء توريد، طويلة أمامية لباتريك، باتريك قلب الهجوم وحيد، باتريك والدفاع وإبعاد الكرة. تماس تعود لأصحاب القمصان السوداء أبناء توريد، وتوريد معنا.
I would like to thank my guys, my boys, because this is a fighters, not players. If you see the 90 minutes they fight inside the pitch, but I like that kind of football. BBC, which means body to body contact, it's a contact game. Yeah? Physically we are fit. That's why definitely at the end, the result 2-1 in favor of Evergreen. Yeah. Did you see number 27? It's my man.
So we saw towards the end of the game, your team looked like they were tired. Munuki had some chances. What happened?
It's normally because this is knockout game. We're leading the game 2-1. As simple like that. We leave them, let them play. But we defend well, we mark well. At the end, we'll qualify to next round. That's easy like that. Physically we're fit than them because we started earlier than Munuki and Malakia or at Labara.
Now your next game is against Zalzal.
Yeah.
We're eliminated at Labara. And how is going to be your approach for this particular game?
I think next game is gonna be tough than this game because when you're going up, you will get more stronger team there. So from tomorrow, we're gonna make a new plan, new tactics for the next game against Zalzal. That's all.
Well, a very good afternoon and most welcome into this very show in a special way. Today is, of course, Tuesday, and of course, you're most welcome into the Sports Apply Show. It's a show that normally comes Monday to Friday from the hour of 2 up to the hour of 4. My name is Emma, DJ, your host for this very show. From now up to the time that we shall be signing out is when, of course, I'll be signing out of the studio. As for now, you can share the link and, of course, tell a friend to tell another friend that, of course, the Sports Blitz is here. We shall be dissecting a lot of sports stories that is making headlines in the world of sports. Yes, you just don't need to move away from your screen, because if you do, we're going to miss a lot that will be coming up. As for now, yes, I'm not alone in the studios. I'm joined by one gentleman, and of course, he's a user suspect. And of course, Isaac, you want to come to the show. Let me welcome you to the show. Since last week. Yeah, it has been a while. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing well. Yeah, how's been your week?
I've been having a nice week, and of course, a lot of actions Of course, there's so many stories sparking out in the world of football with the concluded transfer. You know, I was with Vina watching 2 to 3 big movements from there. Of course, Katora, Munuki working at the last moment. The Citizen FC, I was worried. At the last moment also, they signed a couple of players. Almeric FC Bentiu, the ladies team collecting themselves 8 new players.
And Coach was very happy.
So, literally it has been a very outstanding week. It has been a very amazing week. And today we are here with Portugal yesterday trying to struggle in the Euro in the last 16, but though they are true to the quarterfinals, it wasn't that the performance we expected from them. Cristiano Ronaldo missing a couple of penalties, of course, at the end of the particular game. It's really been one of the most busiest days, and above all, French are knitting 1-0 against Belgium. It is also another story that looks so fresh in the town. And with ongoing preparation for the Magnificent Almeric FC ahead of just 9 days to go for the Kagame's Cup, very amazing. So it's really been one of the most busiest week. Not forgetting the inter-community tournaments that are going on.
Well, that is it there. And of course, we have a bigger question, of course, that we're going to start up with, most especially the NAT Peace tournament. Of course, it has reached the quarterfinals right there. And of course, rumors has it that, of course, the final of the NAT Peace tournament will be played in a national stadium, in which, of course, it brings a lot of caution to a lot of people that we have just inaugurated the national stadium, and of course we have a local tournament in which this happens annually. It is the NAT Peace tournament. It has reached the quarterfinals, and of course our question is is it a yes or a no for that final to be hosted in the national stadium?
Well, it's such an amazing statement that we see a peace tournament, rather a community tournament, being taken into the national stadium to be, played. And when you look at the national stadium, is something that deals with the, big activities, if I'm not mistaken. When you look at Namboli, when you look at, of course, other stadiums within Uganda, you look at St. Mary, Google Stadium. These are stadiums that are not to host anyhow games. These are stadiums that host a very big game, a game that creates, a bigger picture of people and aware people about the kind of games that are going to be played. But now, if you take that's a community-based football tournament into the stadium, what is the motive behind taking to the stadium? If you have a play like a Bolo Cup training center, which has been one of the most training center that all these tournaments are taking place, a lot of them will be having place. If the right team that perhaps might be hosting games in a Juba National Stadium, perhaps should be Jamus, or should be Almeric FC, or should be one big final between the Juba Local Football Association or the South Sudan Local Football SSF, organizing such kind of tournament. For example, if we have the South Sudan Super Cup, these are the games that literally, of course, will be taken to the stadium, because these are big games that comes up with the opening of the season. To me, that will be looking nice. If you talk about maybe finals of the Juba local league, South Sudan Cup, perhaps we might see it taken to the final, because
the finals of
we need to get we need to get the number of crowd, and we need to get these teams have to get something in terms of the gate collection, and of course the stadium need to get something for it, running of the activities like getting water for watering and other things. But now taking this peace tournament, to me, it is not really something that will deserve the word yes, and above all, we are still not granted the full authority, to look into the stadium or perhaps to have other affairs. What would have given us the grand opening is just a preliminary one. FIFA or CAF may say no, other things are not yet to be communicated, or whether we need to now host other games apart from the games that I've talked about. So to me, it's not really a very good move. If the South Sudan Football Association accepts the move then it's the beginning of a very big failure, and it's a very big question mark that CAF might not give us a chance for the remaining games for us to host, because we are now bringing domestic leagues into a national stadium.
First of all, not to take you so much, you look at that stadium, still there are some certain things which are not yet fixed, most especially the lights. Of course, the lights are not yet fixed, because I believe with some time to come, of course, we shall be hosting games at night. And of course, there are some few things which are yet to be, of course, fixed. And of course, getting a local games there, to me, I think is a little bit kind of no to me at this moment, because this is a question that, of course, we have just put on our Facebook page, that, of course, you can go and, of course, reply to them. And what do you think? Is it a yes or it is a no to you? Of course, for the finals of the NAT Peace tournament to be held right there at Juba National Stadium. Of course, we shall be reading your comments later on. If it is okay or it's not okay, you can let us know as well, so that, of course, later on in the show, I'll be reading them right here. And of course, it has reached a quarterfinals, in which we have a number of 8 teams that will be participating in that NAT Peace tournament. We're not going to talk much about it. Of course, the 8 teams, we have a number of clubs, in which, of course, there are some good clubs. Of course, this is where talents are exposed. We have clubs like Akobo in that very tournament, of course, participating, and many others are right there. Now, let's drop that story aside, and we come into the preparation of the 2 teams that we have for the Sekafa Kagame Cup. Recently, of course, like 4 teams have dropped from they have dropped from the Sekafa Kagame Cup, and of course we have Almeric Football Club is still in the preparation. What do you expect from Almeric to do in this current time? Of course, they have started with their trainings. We see them all the time training. What do you expect them to do? Do you think it's the right time for them to host a friendly games, of course, with local football clubs within, or perhaps, of course, have a game with Jamos Football Club to test their energy?
Emma, this is what most people have been asking, and if I'm not mistaken, over the weekend, they had a friendly match with Jongole Stars. It's in a very negative position. I really don't see the football display from Almeric FC. They lost by 1-0 to Jongole Stars. And when you look at the game itself, I meant to cross to Polo, but just some 10-15 minutes of the game. It tells you Almeric FC really need to do a lot in 2 things. When it comes to the fitness, they are good. And when it comes to of course, to the physique, they are very good. But now, when they are coming to what is called the maturity, and of course, the mindset of the game is what still I see is lacking in Almeric FC. When you look at the competition, as I mentioned, I said these players who are new-sided are going to cooperate and get into the system play of Almeric FC. Definitely what in that very particular game against Jongole Stars. When you look at the new players, GPP, like Peter Chola Habibu, and of course, Top Meat. These are guys who have understood their movement very well. The
philosophy of the game.
When you look at the new guys, when they use them in the second half, you look at, of course, that's Koulibaly. You look at, of course, this guy who is from Mali. That is, of course, rather from Senegal. Of course, not really coping up with the games. Guys from Khartoum, they try to play, but the game system is not there. So what I need Almeric FC to do, because you're going to play experienced teams that has been the tournament for very long, and when it comes to, of course, your mental football need to be 100% perfect.
Exactly.
You need to understand how you coordinate, how you move. I think that test with the Jongole Stars has opened a great eye to, of course, that's a Coach Ramsey. You have to see it very keen and have an eagle eye of identifying such kind of loopholes that the team still not catching up, more especially the combination, the coordination. It's not coming in the defense line. Yes, it is okay, but it's not to the expectation. Ted Thomas, Dominic Abui, we know that they've been partying for a very long time, but the new defender that crossed in from Sudan, in the second half, they were trying to put him with a tail, but the combination is not. So to me, I need him to have a couple of friendly matches, but I don't think if this could be the right time, because you're left with 8 days. If I'm not mistaken, you cannot count today, and you cannot count the day of the kickoff.
Exactly.
Roughly, you're left with 8 days to
prepare and have your players set.
How I wish if they be keen or careful enough, they need to go on maybe on the 5th day, on the 5th day or the 4th day of this month, and have one friendly game in Tanzania or Zanzibar. It's going to depend where they're going to land, and see again, look into how the coordination and of course the gameplay and the mental part of the game have to be compared to, of course, if they drain a lot of time, then it's going to be very, very hard for that Albert bench to come and pick a results in that very particular game.
Most definitely right there. Of course, the preparation is a key in everything that you want to do. First of all, if you are waking up early in the morning, coming for work, you need to have a schedule. You have to prepare. What am I going to do? It is something that is most definitely, which is very important. I believe, of course, for Almeric Football Club, I think it's not enough the preparation. You need to continue with the preparation. Of course, it is a Sekafa. I think it's their first time, of course, going to participate in the Sekafa Kagame Cup. Of course, clubs like Jamus, they have been, of course, in that. Of course, a lot of clubs like Melekia and other clubs that have actually represented the country in, such competitions. Let's drop this story, of course, a little bit, and of course we move a little bit to Yambia and look at some of the inter-area, of course, games that played. Of course, we know that this is, of course, one of the biggest, let me say, when it comes to inter-areas tournament. You find it's really a cracker, because this game actually brings players from actually different parts of the country. Of course, other players who are as well studying in Uganda, of course, get back home and of course go and represent their areas. And yes, to look at some of the games that was supposed to play yesterday, and it actually postponed because of the rain. They played them this morning, and of course we have couples and a lot of goals, by the way, scored tonight. And we have I will say my area as well. My area as well, of course, was in the tournament, and of course is in the tournament, and of course they won with a bigger goal margin. And of course we have Bongos, who actually won by 6-0 over Akorbodi 1. And of course we have Baguga being beaten by Baiporo, which happens to be my area. And of course I have my brother who plays here for Grey United, travel all the way from Juba, of course, to go and play right there in that inter-area tournament. 7-2, and Mukongo, of course, being beaten. That is Mukongo 1 being beaten by Pozo by 8-0, and I think you can see the picture right there of Pozo Football Club. Somebody that I can't remember is the captain. He plays for Al-Waida. It's called Emi Justin. Right there in that very team, and of course a big goal margin, 8-0. That is a big one right there.
It still tells you the performance, of course the opponent was not up to date, because when it comes to such kind of games, you need to be better prepared. But also the other advantage is perhaps they have been prepared so much well in that game, but due to the rain and other things, might be putting their mind thinking, wow, we are prepared enough, and in the morning I wake up for another game. It's quite different. Perhaps it's really doing so much well when it comes to the area tournament. I love the fans, I love the turnout. It looks very well. Perhaps how many trophies have you have your area?
Since the introduction of the inter-area, I can't lie, I haven't participated in the inter-area because I left there a long time ago. I've been somewhere, so I didn't participate. But Hopefully, when I get back,
next year, we go.
Hopefully, when I get back, I will participate in the inter-area tournament. And of course, we look at the Group D. Pozo, who actually managed to win by 8 goals to 0 over Mkongo 1. They are leading the table after playing 3 games. So they're having 7 points. Gangara Emilia in the second, of course, after playing 2 games. And of course, they are having 7 points. So we have Asanza. They are number 3 after playing 3 games. And of course, they have 3 points. Mkongo 1 are likely to, of course, quit from that very group because playing 3, of course, losing all the 3 games, and of course, they're having 0 points in that Group D, standing right there. And of course, it's really, of course, defeat after being beaten 8-0. There is no any fate of them, of course, are progressing because they have exhausted their games.
I think they started the tournament very weak last time. Such kind of a tournament where you are put in the group stages, you need to take the first 2 games in a very serious consideration. If you win 1 and you draw 1, of course, this tells you that you have a maximum chance of getting to the next stage. But if you lose the first 2 games, then of course it's going to be very, very hard. I think they did not prepare enough to come and of course battle such kind of games. So to me, let them go back, sit, and of course try to prepare as much as possible for the next season edition.
Of course, that is it. They have to prepare. There's also much in Group E. Group C standing. Of course, Baiporu is leading the group. Apai, of course, after playing 3 games, and they're having 7 points. And now Guru 2, of course, in that second position after playing 3 games, and they're having 5 points. We have Suksiro in that number 3 and having 3 points. Baguga, of course, are sitting at number 3 with only 1 point right there for that side. Of course, Baiporu and Nagori 2 likely, of course, qualify. They will be, of course, going into the next stage of the tournament. Now, in Group B, we have Gangura. They are number 1 after playing 3 games. They're having 7 points. We have Bongo Supayam. They have 6 points after playing 3 games. We have Zambago, and of course Agrogodi are sitting right there. Gangura and Bongosu, of course, immediately are making it right there in that group, of course, qualifying into the next round of this tournament. Isaac, it is in the area tournaments, of course, is actually keeping those boys busy. When getting out from the league that you have, the local league that happens within right there, it actually keeps players busy. And I think this is one thing that I love about football. A footballer, you don't need to actually relax too much. There are some footballers, when there is no training of the team, they will not go, they will not play. They will not even have an individual training. But
what makes sometimes football become very, very hard, most especially in South Sudan, is that we only focus when there's a league. But when the league is not there, we feel so much reluctant. And this is the season where you get enough of course, a time to have your ball work, to have your fitness. But when the team starts training, yes, this is where, of course, you're going to add on what you've been, of course, acquiring and during the holidays. It's not healthy for a footballer, or it's not good for a footballer to, wait until the season begins with the team that they will be starting training with the team. You need to have that individual training. And I love the system where I see most of, the communities and most of course, the areas coming up with the area tournament, coming up with community leagues. And that tournament that we talk about, the Balkans, the Greater Balkans tournament, we talk about, of course, a late stage, and there's so many tournaments that keep these young boys and keep these, of course, upcoming players posted and keep them alive when it comes to football. Because believe me, if you're a player, if you have taken more than 2 weeks or 3 weeks without having training, you do get back the energy that you've wasted when you're staying. It takes you a lot of time. So to me, it's really very good at seeing teams embark up in a community football and other activities that keeps them fresh. And these are the activities that makes our youth not to think on, of course, other negative
negativity.
Yeah, so you just be focusing. In the morning, I need to wake up and do my training. In the evening, I need to go and play a match. Tomorrow, I have the football. If I go out, I'm going to train a lot of energy and I'm not going to perform. If I'm not performing, if my team lost, it will be on my own burden. So makes youth to think, very viral, not on thinking on these antisocial behaviors where, of course, you need to go and drink alcohol, you need to go and smoke, you need to go and, of course, and do things that do not even have an impact in your health. So to me, having this, it's just a very good move, and I love it to be recurring. Look at it in Europe. If the leagues are finished, you can see you have Europe, you have the National League. That keeps also these players in one way or the other to be active in the session where they belong.
Most definitely right there. In case you have just joined in, this is the Sports Ability Show, a show that normally happens Monday, Friday from the hour 2 up to the hour of 4. My name is Emma DJ, your host for this very show with Isaac Dennis right here. Up to the time that we shall be signing out of the studios, that is when, of course, we shall be leaving the studios. As for now, you keep it right there. In case you're following us on the South One channel 50, I would like to say thank you so much. In case you're following us on our Facebook page, Juba Echo TV, I would like to say thank you so much right there for joining the show. And now, Isaac, we are going to, in the deadline, we have seen Rabita Queens actually assigning defender and a striker, adding them into, of course, the squad to make sure that they get set into the upcoming league that is coming. In the recent concluded Juba local football for women, actually Rabbit has been being so much great. Of course, they have added that is Mamzara Joy Nancy, she's a defender, and of course they have added Josephine Kiden Joseph, a striker. All those players actually put pen to paper for a period over 4 years. What do you make of this assigning? It is a defender, adding up a defender, bringing up a striker. And they have been doing so much well. If you look at the games that they played in the recent concluded Juba Local League for women, they have done so much great. With the addition, what do you expect from them come next season?
This tells us that next year is not going to be an easy league. It's going to be one of the most toughest league. In the women's side, when you look at the teams within Juba, when you look at, of course, the likes of Atlabara, I think Atlabara is the only team outside and more than 15 new players into the team. Very, very outstanding. They are coming in to Munuki, of course, signing a lot of players across into Rabita. Of course, the Queens signs a lot of players are coming into the newly, of course, open team. There's a Simba. There have been also so much good in the market. The Melikia and Marik all have been so active in the market in the women's side. So this tells you Rabita Queens, as of course, are being the dominant in, of course, the Juba Local League ahead of their tough rivals, Munuki, who are, of course, they are knitting a lot when it comes, of course, to the hard work, when it comes to scoring goals, and when it comes to the combination. Munuki is a team that it's really very, very hard for them to beat. So for you to beat them, you need to reinforce your team, you need to put the beautifulness into that, of course, the squad, so that it fights so much. And Rabita, when you look at last season, entirely they have some few areas. I think most of the areas that have addressed the issue, they played very well in the midfield. But when it comes to putting goals in the back of the net, it is the one area that they really are so much, and I'm so much happy. And I've got more than 2 strikers into their names, having the usual ones and making them 4, in the number 9 position in the midfield. Well, in the defense, they are very good, and of course, adding another player in case of uncertainties such as injuries and other things coming in, it tells you it's going to be a very, very delight. It's going to be very, very good for the Rabita Queens. So to me, this tells you next season in the Juba Local League in the women's division, we're going to see a lot will be happening. Except the other teams who did not do a lot of signing, such as St. Peter Women. You look at Kato Women, they are not really so much into the business.
Jamus recently team, of course, we are yet to see what they are going to have in their display.
Who have been identified from the league. They did not even assign a player 1, 2, 3 there. It's no longer in their cabinet. So these are the teams that we're really going to see them a bit suffering in the Juba Local Football Association under the hands of Atlanta and of course Melekia, not forgetting that is of course American women who are really doing so much good.
Let's drop that one aside. We keep it in the men's side. Of course, Rabita, of course, sealing the deal of a former Al Hilal Kerima and Amarat United talisman Gold Johnson. Full agreement actually reached on a 3-year employment contract for undisclosed fee for that talisman. That is at Gold Johnson, who has actually joined. That is a Rabita Football Club.
Well, that really need to be doing a lot. I remember that week I mentioned that the three teams, they have to do a lot if they need to compete, because this season is going to be more tougher than the way it was. I look at, of course, teams in the name of a citizen. Look at Budele, and of course I look at Rabita. In the men's team, these are teams that did not really activate their energy so much in the transfer. There have been so much quiet, maybe perhaps with the financial crisis that we have been seeing around, which cannot enable them to sign a number of players. But really, they need to pull out their socks in the beginning season. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard, because another team that I have not seen them signing any player, it's Amarat United. If I'm not mistaken, they did not, of course, get a player. But towards the end of the season, Amarat was doing so much well. It was only that their striking line was not into the needful, to the scoring goals. They have a lot of creativity player in the midfield. Of course, Power Samuel, of course, Power Stevens are doing it there very well, and of course, likes of Vadi. Perhaps we will see if he's so much contacted about his score. But all in all, it was a good business, of course, for Budele.
All right, and then a good one right there for Rabita. Now let's drop this a little bit aside, and of course we're going to look at, of course, the Juba representative. Of course, that will be representing us in the CAF Confederation. That is Jamus Football Club. Of course, the teams that they are going to be facing, in which, of course, Kenya Police that has our own South Sudanese player, Tito Okello and Toka, right there in that very team. And of course, there will be, of course, up against a team from Uganda, that is Kitara. Of course, among a team that, of course, Jamus Football Club will be, of course, facing right there. Now let's look at it this way. We have not heard anything about Jamus Football Club. They are the representative. Of course, they are going to represent South Sudan in the CAF Confederation Cup. And we have not heard anything about them, like what we hear or what we see from, of course, Al-Merrikh Football Club, right there with the preparation. I don't know what is really happening in the camp of Jamus Football Club. Of course, they have signed a player that is Samuel Japan that actually crossed from that is Kator, going in that side of Djibouti, and have not played. I think his contract ended right there in Djibouti. Of course, they are coming back to sign with that is Jamus Football Club.
I think Jamus is, as you mentioned, they are really very silent. But when you look at the futures and when these games are going to be scheduled, I think it's still quite far. That if they will start training in the next, of course, a month or early at the end of this month, it should be very nice. But I think they are trying to gather the resources they have, put them in place, and of course, because if you started training, you really need to have a lot of resources to accomplish the training. Maybe perhaps the duration of 1 month. You need to plan yourself very well in this 1 month. What do I need, and what is it needed for the team, as of course as the team prepares for its game. So to me, when you look at that group, I'm not so much worried about the group where Jamus lies, because with the potentials of the players, with the potential of the Jamus Football Club, this tells you that they might be having a very big upper chance of getting out of the preliminary qualification in the Confederation Cup, because the team that does so, it It was that's Almeri FC over Cuba, but they did not get a past in the second round after, of course, losing to Angola side. Apparently, talking about Kenya Police, they are not to the expectation in terms of performance, though they finished, if I'm not mistaken, second in the local chart. It's not so much for a team like Jamus to overcome them, Kitara, yes, but all when you look at these very particular teams, they are yet to kick off preparation. But for Jamus, I believe soon as possible they will start.
Well, there is it right there. Of course, we shall be getting back. We're going to go for a break, and then when we get back, of course, we shall be bringing you some of the results that played in the Euros, and of course in the Copa America yesterday. All tears, of course, as a 39 years old man, that is Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, shedding tears. He missed a penalty yesterday. We shall be coming to talk about that. The Copa America Uruguay yesterday was in action, of course, winning by 1-0, and of course Bolivia, that is of course yesterday in action. Panama, of course, winning yesterday in the Copa America. We shall be getting back to, of course, give you the results of the game that we played yesterday in the Euro. As for now, let's get to a break. Don't move away from your screen. We shall be, of course, dissecting some of the games played yesterday, and of course, look at some of the transfer rumors. Of course, I believe the season is nearing. Yesterday, Manchester United officially, of course, unleashed their kit for the year 2024-2025, and of course, most teams are getting prepared, of course, most fans, of course, are waiting which players have our team going to sign, and all this. Of course, we shall be coming back to dissect more on that. As for now, let's get to a short break, and then after, when we get back, we shall be continuing with the program. This is the Sports Blitz Show, a show that normally happens Monday to Friday from the hour of 2 up to the hour of 4. Stay tuned. Don't move away from your screen. Shall be back after the short break.
The tactical coach, he knows, he reads what's in my mind, because I'm playing attacking football always, whatever. I lose, I win. He done best. That's why he respects me too much. if you see, first half, even they got only one opportunity. Second half, I don't think.
Okay, it seems to be like this game was too packed for you.
Compact, too much, yeah. Because the two teams they play compact. When we lose, we're compact, especially in the center here. Because we read the game that when they defeated Clavara 2-0. The strong point for this team is midfielder. They have Bilal, they have Jujun, captain, plus Ball, number 9. So that we read them well. That's why when we lose, we mark. When we pick, well, why the game?
Then what happened to you during the first half? Whereby the type of the football which you played now in the second half, it was not that you brought players who are not giving too much pressure. Let me just say tormenting the defense of Zalzal, whereby they were losing the confidence. Even you find that holding a ball, you find that the person is losing a ball.
The type of the game is a knockout. But if you score one goal, you're supposed to defend 100%. If you're going to attack, you must make sure that either the ball in the net or corner kick or outside, so that you will reorganization and then you come and compact the game, especially in the center here. That's why no confidence, no anything there, even no football. Play ugly but win, because our target is one. It's cup.
Okay. Up next is Kator Derby.
Kator Derby, of course.
That is Meleki and Kator. These are the neighbors.
My home.
Yes.
But now my home is evergreen. It's fighting. It's not football. You will see, because we're ready for that fighting. Okay. So I have, this is not players. If you see, this is fighters, and I have confidence for my players. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
This is a honor. It's an honor of me. I've been a part of the first Sudan International Muay Thai event. I'm so appreciative and I feel proud of it. It's my honor to be part of this event, and I came all the way from Malaysia, and I hope to show the beauty of Muay Thai to the world. I hope to show the art of the Muay Thai, the beauty of the art, to bring it to the student, to separate it. I believe it might be a spectacular. It will be a good fight. I expect a good fight. I believe, yes. I believe Majok will prepare well. So did I. I think we will put on a good show.
Okay, thank you. I think nothing went wrong. This game is a type of chances. If you get chances.
Brother, let me not focus on these penalties. Aya, keeper, come to wide there. I'm not going to prove them the area. You only pick one side. Only pick one.
Shoot side, but I'm not going to Vikura. Shoot side, but I'm going to just pick one side. I'm just side.
Devi Karabo. Yeah, we're going to zone all. You're going to corner flag. Just go inside, yeah. Super Cup, Nagumana Rock, very good goal. They didn't miss it.
I told you, they cannot jump.
Kamsa.
Aku.
Você lá se luit nin cura de pulu ma lebe pulu gadu si.
Tu pula. Boom.
الكرة تتمرر بداية الاتاك لابناء تشوريدا بكل القوة. ولما نقول تشوريد بنتذكر الاماتشونج وكل الجبال، ولما نقول تشوريد بنتذكر كل الروعة. كرة اللاعب دي موسيس يلعب بالرقم 21 9 عمر جون 10 عمار كندي يلعب بالرقم 19 تشكيلة الفريق الأصفر، فريق الأمل، فريق ياي ستارز. تريد الليلة حراسة المرمى للحارس عمر بالرقم 21 دومينيك يانغ، لاعب اللوبرا كاتور يلعب بالنمبر 27، وكابتن الفريق نيلسون سيزر يلعب برقم 12، سابيت جون سباري يلعب برقم 4 بالرقم 18، اورومو جويل يلعب برقم 4، 5 لإيما لومو موزيس يلعب برقم 14، اودينكو دومينيكو يلعب برقم 8، ديفيد يلعب برقم 10، أنتوني بيتر يلعب بالرقم 7، وباتريك يلعب بالرقم 20. فريق توريد يلعب باللون الأسود، وشعار دائما وابدا النمر. تسديد عمرو المهاجم الخطير الملعب، وأول ضربة ولمسة وحارس المرمى يتجمل. كرة تمشي عن طريق أبناء توريد، طويلة أمامية باتريك قلب الهجوم وحيد. باتريك والدفاع وإبعاد الكرة تماس تعود لأصحاب القمصان السوداء أبناء توريد، وتوريد معنا.
المساعد الأول والمساعد الثاني وحتى الرابع وأيضا المراقب الفني والإداري.
And also won 1-0. Actually, this game is not that bad, but only that we didn't utilize the chances we got in the box. That's why.
وأيضا الطبيبة
It always happens. Like there are some moments whereby you can miss the goal, and there are some moments whereby you can score. Even sometimes a big team or hard team always lose in penalties. So that's not actually bad. Take it, we accept the defeat. But next time, plan to improve better. Like there's also a league coming, Konyo League. Try our best, at least to take that through.
Thank you.
The rolling Yangtze River and majestic mountain Tai have nurtured a kind of a friendly Chinese, while Southern Nile River and Grand Mountain Kingadi have nourished the resilient South Sudanese. Peace-loving Chinese with a sincere work with the South Sudanese brothers and sisters to build a new nation and create a happy and well-being life. To deepen the friendship between the peoples of China and South Sudan, the Chinese government funded the construction of a Clement Emerald Bridge project in South Sudan. The total length of the project is about 1.72 kilometers, with the bridge 244 meters in length and 14 meters in width. The project commenced in January 2021 and was completed in September 2023. This project is an important component of the facility connectivity of the 8 major actions of China-Africa cooperation, as well as an initiative of jointly building the Belt and the Road and a practice of building community with a shared future for mankind. This bridge is an essential link between Wau City and the eastern regions, serving as the only corridor in southern part or western Bahr el Ghazal state for humanitarian aid, daily necessity and local trade and transportation. It will play an important role in regional economic development after completion. When this project started, an outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic had brought extraordinary impact to our daily work and life. However, with the strong support from various levels of ministries and relevant personnel in both countries, all team members worked without fear, embodying the spirit of being able to endure hardship and fight exceptionally. They attended and won the White War. By deliver on schedule, peoples in both countries prove that brothers of the same mind can cut out the gold. At first, they accomplished various procedures and set up the camp as soon as possible. Then with full preparation, the main body casting of the bridge having been completed by June 2022 before the rainy season. Bitumen layer construction had been finished by August 2023, and ancillary works of a road and bridge have been finished by September 2023. Until then, all tasks were completed. During the implementation of the project, a large quantity of local materials were utilized. Local works were employed and local equipment were rented. Moreover, efforts were made to train local workers to acquire advanced construction techniques and experience, thereby great contributions to local economic development, empowering employment, and fostering talent cultivation were made. During the construction period, the Ministry of Commerce of the Republic of China, Chinese Embassy in South Sudan, and South Sudan government showed great concerns to this project, closely monitored and inspected the project multiple times. While conducting the construction works, the project department fulfilled the social responsibilities actively and participated in local community welfare activities. In May 2021, Jiangyuanberg Love Food Donation Ceremony was hosted by the project department in Wao City. 20 tons corn flour were donated to local impoverished residents. In September 2021, under the guidance of Chinese Ninth Peacekeeping Police Company to South Sudan, the project department undertook and finished the renovation task of Dongxing Police Station. 2 years of construction have deepened the brotherly feelings between the Chinese and the South Sudanese. At the same time, they have also learned each other's languages and cultures, realizing the importance of seeking common ground while resolving differences and strengthening cooperation in the vast world. The true friends are regardless of the long distance. The Chinese government will continue to inherit the China-Africa friendship, actively implement the Belt and Road Initiative, and contribute to greater efforts to building a community with a shared future between China and Africa.
Getting so much excitement, a lot of course, dramas happening with the Euros, and of course, in which yesterday was another day, and of course, Cristiano Ronaldo was all over, and of course, missing at the penalty after his penalty being denied by John Oblak right there, and of course, the teammates had to, of course, come and of course, tell him, no, this is football, that's how it is, and that's why I like, of course, are coming to hug him. This is how football is. Of course, Ronaldo, we all know that he is in search of a first goal in this year's Euro 2024, right? And then, of course, he still went for it. During the penalty shootout, he had to go for it, and his penalty was almost going to be saved.
I always say when it comes to penalty, it's not all about who is, of course, attacking. It's all about you and the person between the sticks. How much best you are. But when you do not decide wisely, then I'm really meeting the ball fine. We have seen a lot of players missing penalties, a couple of them big names, of course, like Ronaldo, Messi. You miss penalties, big names. I said big names in England. I did not come to Africa because about me, I did not miss penalty in my life.
Actually, and you did mention big players. I have missed penalty.
You have missed penalty, then I think you're one of the big players who spoils the team at the end.
The player being the biggest player being one.
Yeah.
That you will miss.
That's why I say it is about you and the goalkeeper, where he decided he want to put, if the goalkeeper thinks in opposite direction, and if your brain and his brain comes to consensus, then that's where we see either his house or, of course, he puts just in his hands as far as concerned. Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't see such kind of performance yesterday, not only from Cristiano Ronaldo, but the whole team of Portugal. They were not really up to the expectation. We thought they're going to kill the game just the first the first half of the game. In the second half, perhaps they'll be coming under by a few goals. But nevertheless, things never gone in the right way. Of course, they are with as a team Portugal. They have a couple of chances compared to their opponents. They have a lot of course, goals that they will be knitting into the back of the net. But all in all, they are not so much accuracy in, of course, what is called the scorer's accuracy. Yesterday, we see Leonardo, Bernardo Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo, and of course, a lot of players who misses a lot of chances.
Of course, you look at the penalty, of course, that was saved by John Oblak, who was, of course, doing his best. He denied a lot of, crucial, of course, shot yesterday in that very game. It was not going to reach at that level, of course, where, of course, Belgium went up to the extra time. I believe they could have just finished it in the first half because they got some good number of chances that they did not really utilize in that very game yesterday. Of course, with Ronaldo searching for his first ever goal in this year's Euro 2024. Of course, he was among the people who were selected to go and kick the penalty. If you were to be the coach, were you going to pick Cristiano Ronaldo again?
As I say, it is how you've been thinking about how you're going to kick it. Selecting him for the second time, Ronaldo has been a very fantastic player when it comes to penalty. We have seen at Real Madrid, he misses 2 penalties in the same equation, if I'm not mistaken. He still, despite the fact that he misses, he still has the courage and puts in the back of the net. And indeed, it was really to the expectation. They did it, of course, scoring 3 penalties, and of course, for the opponents, 3 has been, of course, worked out with the goalkeeper.
Well, now looking at the team, and of course, before we go to the other game that actually played yesterday, France as well struggled yesterday, winning by 1-0 in 8 minutes of the game. French again, of course, with that one goal, and of course, people began to question, of course, that team over France. If they continue like this, they will not proceed. If they really play like how they did yesterday, they are really not going to progress into the another round, another level right there. If they really continue like that. Now, Belgium will be locking odds automatically. That will be with France. That will be on Friday, and of course, they will be action. What are you going to see going to happen in that game? Because both teams actually struggled to win yesterday in that encounter yesterday, in which of course very many people believe that it was not going to reach the level that they are. And of course, I don't know. Mostly in football, I normally say that when it reaches some certain level, like this level right about now, it becomes a different football becomes football.
This reminds me with Coach Ramsey. The more you go higher, you get better. So it's not one but this one. The higher you go, the most good things you face in your way. Don't talk about the 2 teams are French and national team, and of course Portugal, who are going to be getting into the other games. It's really going to be very, very hard. When you look at Portugal, when you look at French, when you look at England, these are 3 nations that when it comes to their play, they really struggle to get goals. They really struggle to win their games. And it becomes very, very hard. In their gameplay, the combination is not there. You look at, of course, the players that we think they can do a lot, they cannot even do like the way we want. So it's going to be very, very, very hard. Looking at, of course, the French taking on Belgium in the quarterfinals. Another French taking on, of course, Portugal in the quarterfinals. It's not going to be an easy work.
Yesterday, by the
Yeah, he was invited to watch the game.
Of course, we had to watch his teammates, of course, because we after the big ban for a couple of years. I don't know if, of course, at the banning finish, you can get back to football. Is it training? Of course, football is the hobby. Those ones that have played in European football, actually, they take it as a hobby. And of course, though you're bad, I believe it's having its personal praise.
Yeah, of course it's happening. And I think it's only in South Sudan where sometimes we take football as a hobby, but reaching to another climax, things become very hard. One hand is being pulled with more than 30 hands, and makes you to make around a U-turn by not concentrating on football. But when you look at England, yeah, it has been one of the side that it always looks to be, a very strict side. If you've chosen a career, you need to deal with it until at the last minute. Not unlike us, we give up. He was a very striker, but now I don't think if that potential is still there.
It's all about time. Football need time. I believe when you get back into football, if I get back into playing active football, it will take me some time just to get back like how I used to be before. But it will not take so much time because football is, is different from other things. When you know how to cook food, I believe
you can't forget the skills.
You can't forget the skills.
I think Henry is getting very perfect in the skills. The Scotch one. When you come to what you have just mentioned, the cooking skills, he's really become vital on it. At the same time, what he does in the football ground. For you, I don't know if you can prepare anything, though we're not so much into it.
Definitely.
Whenever you make porridge, you can't.
My brother.
Then you need to see the Scotch one. Can do that very good for you.
I can do it. Whatever it is to do. Have you tried?
Maybe the other way around.
Of course, we can be having a clash when it reaches to certain climax.
Yeah.
Reach to certain level of football. That is where now if you win, you start crying. I believe one time, if you're a footballer, you can attest to that. When football gets into some certain level, when you really win, you don't expect it.
It gives you that joy.
It gives you that joy, whereby you will be seeing tears rolling all over your cheek.
Yeah, I still bring it back to my personal life. When I was still in Koboko, we have an area team, of course, called Liver Village. It's just down at Spirit FM. There's a mountain there called Jagale. Those who register Spirit will know this. We have a very, very good team that, of course, comprises of good players, like of Damon Leon, of course, like of Sanko, who is playing with teams, some of the teams in Uganda, and of course, a very vibrant team. We went from the group stages. It was not an easy way through harder but reaching to the semi-finals. A team that dealt us 2-0 in the first half, coming back and winning 3-2. It was what always motivates me in football, that how much ever you struggle, but if you have the goal, if you have the courage, you can reach. And of course, losing in such kind of stages, it's really too painful. And of course, winning such kind of stages is really too joyful for a team and of course for the club at last. So to me, I'm looking at, of course, Belgium, of course, being beaten yesterday with French, and they have not really so much prepared in this tournament. When you look at the group stages and the way they qualify, it wasn't really a very flying qualification. They are very thin. When you look at, of course, Portugal in their qualifications was not good, but it reminds me of the 2016 incident where Portugal went like a crawling baby. At the end, it woke up in the finals and, of course, woke up with the trophy. So we are yet to see how is it going to be. But all in all, it's going to be a very tough clash. Portugal have against French national team, and of course Germany the host against Spain. Someone may say a team that wins around those through groups might be perhaps getting to the finals.
Before we get into, of course, some of the game played in the Copa America, and of course some of the games that will be coming up today. France already qualified. Portugal yesterday, of course, are qualifying. And of course, we have Spain, of course, qualifying, of course, winning with a bigger goal margin.
Yes.
The only team that actually came prepared for this very game.
I think,
Belgium as well, of course, coming very strong in that game, winning by 2 goals there. Belgium, Germany and Spain. I want your prediction, big prediction. What do you think would go?
This is not the right time for me to predict, but when you look yeah, this is not the right time, but it's going to be a big clash. It's going to be a big game. Yaman Lamil, of course, you look at Nico Williams, you look at Alvaro Morata, backing up with, of course, Gavi in the front. It's not so easy. Unstoppable Jamal Musiala, who has been the face of the team in the German team. I think he has scored all in these games, whether it be in the group stages and of course the knockout. Jamal Musiala is unstoppable. I look at the Toni Kroos in the midfield, very, very outstanding there. It's not an easy one. With of course Kai Havertz playing the false number 9, and of course putting goals in the back of the net. So
because of the chances,
if you look at Kai Havertz in his real life, in his start of football, he's not a striker. That's why I said he plays false number 9, and he's doing well. I think with the experience that he's been getting from Mikel Arteta,
something that you're trained to do.
Yeah.
You not do it. The question, of course, right there with the team, he has been doing a lot of missing. And of course, continues with the club, with the country, of course, Germany right there. I don't know. That's why you call it in a false number 9.
So it's really a very tough game. I think the challenge will be for Italy, rather sorry for Spain. The challenge will be a little bit in the defense line. If I'm not mistaken, it's where we're going to see a little bit of challenge for Spain in the defense line compared to the defense line of Germany. Yes, because Antonio Rüdiger, a fighter of all time,
is none of that.
Who does not allow big names. I think Jamal Musiala should be very careful because he'll be working very hard like what he did to
I like the confidence. I like the confidence in Musiala. Yeah, he has been doing it, of course, with the club and of course with the country as well. Of course, his mental capability, of course, of understanding the flow of football has helped him a lot, of course, to adapt into the system that, of course, Germany football has. If you look at, of course, the tactical aspect of football that Germany has, the counter-attacking kind of football, whereby, of course, the midfielders are not sleeping. They're checking the wingers, checking the strikers at any single moment.
But when you look at Germany, I think it is just a photocopy of Bayern Munich. Nagelsmann,
because they're adapting to the same
same football. When you look at the Nagelsmann, he was once at Bayern Munich, if I'm not mistaken. So he has worked with these players. He has know how tactical they play. When you look at, that's why sometimes back for you to play in Spain and national team, you have to be playing the Spanish La Liga. It's one of the things that they need to play so that they get to know the philosophy. If you're playing in a Barcelona, by that time it's the same Barcelona who plays for that Spain. So it's the same thing that Germany, of course, is having at the German Bundesliga with, of course, Bayern Munich and some couple of the players who are within the mix of the German Bundesliga and other leagues. They're really doing that up to date. And that's why I said we're going to talk so much about it when that hour or that time comes.
Well, let's cross away from the Euros 2024, and of course, it's getting tougher. Of course, if you have Germany against Spain, one team has to go. Of course, people have been rating, of course, the teams that are likely, of course, to take that Euro 2024. Of course, Germany, Spain, and of course, France.
Portugal, France, and of course, the
English team. Is a doubt, of course. If you look at the rankings, of course, you look at of course, how people are rating the teams that will, of course, walk away with the Euro 2024. 3 teams that actually follow, people are following, is also eager. that is Spain and Germany and France. England, the way how they play,
now
impressed a lot.
Because when you look at the game England is going to play, Switzerland who walked away the defending champion, that's Italy. They're going to play, of course, and that is England team. It's really not going to be an easy one for, of course, Gareth Southgate. I've seen a lot of posts, you know,
a lot of
the bloggers are saying, of course, that he should be sacked. He should leave England. I really don't see how is he going to use the tactics to, of course, overcome Switzerland. To me, Slovakia has been at the right team to let them go, but of course, over their mentality of sitting behind, the back seat, it is what have caused them, and those 2 goals, of course, in the 95 minutes of game, as true to development.
They thought it is over. Just from the game that England played, I've been always saying that the problem of England is the coach, because you cannot. In that very game of Slovakia, if you look at how he was panicking, at some point he gave up that they're out already.
Yes,
because in the added 6 minutes of the game, you are trying to bring the likes of Ivan Toney into the game, and of course they're trying to remove, that midfielder of Manchester United, Kobe Mino, bringing in some, of course, and leaving players that have been not doing so great. You have a player like Jude Bellingham, though he is squad, but he was not doing his best. He's a player that wants to dodge 3 to 4 players and then give a pass, which is